Alrighty. So, before I do that, I also need to grab my notes here, because that way, how can I give you questions if I don't have them on my hands? So, hello everybody, and welcome to episode 67 of Shoot the Breeze, a chill interview and chill time around for you and me. I am your host, HeavyDivider, and alongside me here today is, well, they're a very good individual. As a matter of fact, they're also very talented at being an artist, as well as being good at model making on hand there, as well as doing a little bit of RPs here and there for the most part. So, my guest for tonight on... So, for my guest for tonight on hand here is GoddessCresselia, but we'll call her Cresselia for short. Welcome on in, Cresselia.
Hi.
Yeah. Welcome on in. Hope your day's going well and everything's going just fine with you. So.
Yeah, things are fine. No nervous, but I'm fine.
No, I got you. And so, let me get down to business here with the first following question on it. How the hell did we meet?
VR High. The RP that we used to... I think that was actually my first RP that I joined in. And we met through there. I think I met you from... I think... I can't really confirm it, but I know we met in VR High.
Yeah.
And you were the...
No, you're right. No, I was just acknowledging it.
Oh. Okay. And you were the... freaking, Iron Man with a mustache. You were known as that for a while.
Yeah, it's still stuck with me on hand for the most part. Like, literally, I have had people on hand who basically did not recognize me until I until I basically switch over to that avatar on hand.
Oh, that's just sad.
Well, understand. It's weird how this works because you could just take a normal model, leave it as it is, like say, you know, let's say Captain America, for example, leave him as it is, they'll just see it as Captain America. But if you add small features to it, you know, like a mustache, glasses, top hat or so, people instantly remember who that is. Because that's like a rarity to them, to see that. So it's kind of like, it's that feature on hand for that, for how it works.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're right about that.
But, how did you get into VR High, if I can ask, for the most part?
Fudge, how did I? I think I was... okay, I think I was friends with Ness, and he's with... I know it's something to do with Ness T. It's something to do with him that he probably introduced us to the RP or something, or it was someone. I feel like it was Ness T. My brain is...
No, you're good. You're all good. Take your time.
Not that great. It's been so long. And... I honestly think it's probably someone else, or probably from Nesty, and someone introduced us to the RP. So.
No, I got you.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
No, I got you on hand. And, because originally, like, VR High was started as an idea from Hyper T-Dog, and basically, Hyper decided basically for, like, a forum out there, say, hey, if anybody's interested in, like, a school RP or so, you know, just sign up for that, or just, you know, let me know for whoever it is.
Probably Hyper Dog.
Yeah, Hyper T-Dog.
Yeah, it was probably him. Okay, I thought it was Nesty. I don't know why. Oh well.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Hey, it's all good. Hey, put it this way. You got your start on hand, and basically, you know, you start with an RP and just kind of like it opened the gateway towards many other things in the near future for that. So there's that on hand. So.
Yeah. Let
me ask you my second question on hand, that being your VR chat origins. What got you started in VR chat?
Well, I was friends with a lot of people in the Dragon Ball community, like for example Mark, aka the Lord Frieza guy, and he's been streaming VR chat, and then I wanted to join it because it looked fun, and you know, to hang out with Mark more because you know he was a good friend of mine, and many others too. And then I kind of stayed in VR chat because I was like, maybe this would get me better on social anxiety. Very, very, very slow. Right now. And then I just kind of made me stay because of mostly the Dragon Ball community, but then I got tired of the Dragon Ball community, so I just I mean, that's basically how I started VR chat, like Dragon Ball community at first. So
No, I
I
got
mean,
you.
that's where I met my boyfriend as well too.
No, I got you on hand. And I understand that too, because originally I came like from a wrestling community on hand, like a pro wrestling community, and then I discovered VRC for like mini videos on hand and just decided to hop into it. So I understand the migration, just to get away from a little bit, because sometimes you get burned out here and there for what you got.
Mhm.
So, but
Yeah.
I mean, it can happen, especially when you do so much on hand. It's just
Yeah.
kind of like, okay, I just need to change the scenery for a little bit. So,
Mhm.
let me ask about your hobbies on hand besides VR chat in general. Now, I mentioned art. I mentioned you do a little bit of model making, but I don't know if you play any other games outside of VRC. So, what kind of stuff do you do outside of it?
Mostly Devil May Cry. Just I mainly play that a lot. But hobbies, so I mean, I guess yeah, video games are hobbies. But I mean, so I mean, video games count, right?
Yeah, yes, they do. So it could be any kind of
Because
yeah. It'd be like what kind of games you play lately or so too.
okay, I've been non-stop playing Final Fantasy because Final Fantasy 14. It's a really good story game and a good MMORPG game, so I've been playing it a lot constantly and grinding just for the good power gear and its hell. But not it, and PSO2 is more worse than Final when it comes to grinding, in my opinion. So I've been playing those games, and other than trying to get art commissions, which is artwork stuff, which is my hobby, I think I don't know. But that's basically it.
I
I
got
guess
you.
other than taking care of my Universe Zero place, that's it.
No, I got you. No, I got you on hand. I mean, I understand too. It's like I don't know why they always implement like too much grinding on hand for it, but I think it's just to see how dedicated you are towards the game in general, or if you enjoy it, the story and everything. How much are you willing to invest into it when it comes to it. And speaking of that, speaking of story and everything, I was gonna ask in Final Fantasy 14, what's your main class?
I have a lot. um, I mean, I guess I could say the class I played a lot though is Dancer, because it's a supporting class. It's a long range, and I just like the idea of like melee, like long range, and supporting at the same time. Though I kind of like that a lot. So yeah, Dancer for me. First main was Samurai, but then I'm like, ooh, Dancer. Yeah, I got into that.
I got you. Just trying to find that right support, find that right role on hand that fits you on hand. Really, like
Yeah.
I used to play
And-
Final Fantasy 14, but no, I was gonna say I used to play Final Fantasy 14, but a little bit of stuff balancing out here and there. But sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. But go ahead.
I know my third main's gonna happen. There's a Reaper that coming out in Walker.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it.
So I'm hyped for that.
Who isn't hype about just raising it or throwing a scythe around here and there?
I mean, a lot of people actually this surprised me a lot. A lot of people in the community of Final Fantasy 14 actually hyped for about Sage more than Reaper. That's what I'm noticing. I'm like, huh, interesting. I mean, it's like a gunblade, but it flies. A flying gun machine. But it's a healer, a barrier healer, which is defeats Scholar. That way. Or Scholar.
No, I got you on hand.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've got a lot to catch up on hand, but I have to have free time when I get a chance, so that's a little bit of that here and there. But let me ask you. Speaking of gaming and everything in general, let me ask you this question: what was the game that basically introduced you into gaming in general? Like when you were growing up or so,
Devil
you got
May
it.
Cry.
Devil May Cry?
Yeah. So I played Devil May Cry 1, and then I wanted to play 2 and all. I'm like, damn, I can't play. But then it came out the HD collection. I'm like, ooh, I could finally play 2 and 3. So I played those, and then I played the 4th. I sadly tried out the not the rebirth, but the recreation Devil May Cry, and I regret it because I hate the story. in my opinion. I mean, if it's its own separate, that's not actually Devil May Cry and trying to replace Dante and Virgil, I would like it. But because of that, I kind of do not like it. But the mechanics and the gameplay is very nice. It's interesting. And Devil May Cry 5, I don't know why, but Devil May Cry 5 got me liking Dante more than anything, because I never liked Dante as a husband. I just thought he was cool. But now Devil May Cry 5 just made it better. I hate it.
I got you. And I was gonna say, how was the gameplay? Well, not the gameplay, but how was, like, when it came to, like, playing, like, the first Devil May Cry and, like, Devil May Cry 2 or so, how was, like, gameplay and just, like, difficulty for you for the most part? Were you able to get used to it? Like, in combat-wise and all?
I managed to, adjusting to it. At first I was like, because it was so new to me. And then when I actually tried and learned the mechanics, I'm like, oh, okay, this is not that bad. Until I tried harder difficulties, I kind of regret it, but it was worth it. So yeah, at first it was like interesting and very different to me. Difficult to understand at first place, but then later on, like, oh, okay. So yeah, it's kind of like a 50-50 on the first time when I played it.
I got you. I just remember too. That's why actually one of the things on my bucket list, like my gaming bucket list on hand, that I need to play being Devil May Cry 5 when I get a chance. I just need to find time for it.
You?
Yep.
Need to play that. Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I mean, like, I can't argue that on hand. Like, literally, I've committed a video game sin. I have not played Devil May Cry 5. Just saying. There's a lot of games I've not got a chance to play, but I'm hoping to be able to get a chance to. So, good. I'm working towards it. I just got, like, a few other things I got to get through on hand here and there, but it'll get to it when it gets to it. But, so I got a couple of different topics on hand, but let me go ahead and get down to this. Let's talk about the VR chat scene. Now, in this current present of VR chat in general, what is your current opinion about it? Like, as where VR chat stands today and everything else.
I'll try not to be mean about this, but I just don't have, like, I have bad social anxieties, and I can't really, it's hard for me to not judge about things I see, because I'm very judgmental. I mean, I grew up to be very judgmental, and I hate that, but I be natural about these things, and so on. So, being mature and being adult and things, even though I hate them, very emotional. So when it comes to VR chat, first of all, the current one, it's gotten better from the last time, because shit, I hate saying this. Okay, so what I've been seeing lately, I just seen a lot of people being, I don't know, kind of, most people being bloody.
I got you.
And it's kind of disappointing. I mean, that was my experience when I kind of come back to VR chat. Everyone's different. No one's, like, actually nice and everything. I mean, yeah, there's nice people. It's just, like, I counter some bad things, like very bloody people. Very not keeping your hormones straight. And I don't know, it kind of made me want to stop playing VR chat because of it. But I remember I have friends, but I haven't been on lately, because I've always shied to see my old friends again.
No, I got you.
I mean, I mainly came back just to do roleplay with my old friends and still hopefully get better at my social anxiety, but I can't go to public worlds or so.
No, that's understandable.
I do try to get better. Yeah, I do try to get better at my social anxiety, but sometimes I can't when I'm very judgmental.
No, I got you.
I mean, I feel like it's gotten better. It's gotten better from people with their hormones and so, but I don't fully know because I don't get on VR chat much due to my social anxiety.
What?
I mean, I want to say it's 50-50, in my opinion.
Okay.
Like, it's sort of getting better, though.
Yeah. I will say, too, which a tribute factor to it, which as I could piece it together, just because when it comes to games in general, there's always going to be like a brand new trend that comes out within that game, or basically a thing that kind of like goes outside of it to where it begins to not infest, but basically almost like people look at it and go, you know what, if they're able to do that and just kind of like get by doing that, then they're going to join on that too, to where it kind of like releases the strengths of certain individuals. And all I could say on hand is, just like trends in general of any game in general, it will come and it will go. Like, especially, like, this is like a weird kind of like era we're in as of right now when it comes to this game, but over time or so, it will begin to gradually fade away and bring something brand new. Like...
Yeah, that's why I'm...
No, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're all good, you're all good.
I was just been trying to say, like, I do mind my own business. It's just seeing things on Twitter, and then my experience going in Friends Plus world. That's why it made me thought, like, you know, my experience was bad because I met a lot of females that are just very slutty, and I can't handle a lot of sexual ghosts. What the fuck? No. Sexual jokes because of my past bad experience from my last relationship. And so I just like they do their own thing. I leave the world to do my own thing. So I'm very respectful when it comes to that, though.
No, I understand.
So I'm sorry for saying like people being slutty and snooty and...
Well, put it this way.
I apologize.
No, you don't need to apologize. Here's the thing. It's okay to have an opinion about something on hand. Like, because it is your own opinion. Because everybody's going to have a different opinion about anything no matter what. That's their own opinion for what they come with on hand. It's just a matter of people understanding why do they have that opinion. Basically, kind of like it's a civil middle ground where basically understanding one side, understand the other side. For you to be able to say what's going on, that's fine. I call that brutal honesty more than anything else. Because if you're not able to be honest about what you feel for the most part, just as much as anybody else, then when it comes down to it, how will anybody know how you truly feel?
Exactly. I mean, I do feel bad for the most part, because I know a lot of people are very, especially with mutes, I notice a lot of people that are mutes are just very cuddly. And just in general, I should just say they're very cuddly, and I just not a very cuddly person. I'm trying not to be the mean person in the VR chat community. And I just feel bad for not being the cuddly person. I'm very like, I allow my boyfriend to cuddle me, but it's just, I don't know, I'm very nitpicky.
You have a boundary.
I'll be honest. Yeah, I do have, I'm very boundary, because I like to be, my ideal of like being boundary is just like being adult, being mature, and just be professional, and just, you know, like a interview of the job, you know, not appearance, but like, you know, first day of job, you have to look professional, and then, you know,
I got you.
The first something,
No, I got you. Like I said, everybody's got their own way of how they do things here and there, and plus, none of that, you got to have your own boundaries here and there. So it's the same thing with like having your own opinions. So when it comes down to it, you know, it's perfectly defined to think, you know, depending on what it is on hand. So it's all good. It's all good on hand. So let me ask you this question about the role-play scene. Now, I talked about VRC for the most part. No, not VRC. I talked about VR High for the most part, and I also got a chance to meet you again in it was like a Dragon Ball Z roleplay for the most part, too.
Oh, yeah, Chinchasco's roleplay thing, yeah.
Yeah, it was like it was that roleplay in general. And I think after that, I haven't met you in any other ones for the most part. But I will say, in the roleplay scene on hand, from your experience doing roleplay on so, what is your kind of like current opinion and, you know, current overall feel when it comes to roleplay in general?
It's a way to escape from the reality of things. Like, for example, I'm busy on my job being the god of destruction and death over in my universe. And, you know, roleplay is just a nice... It's a relaxing and joyful time, and, like, away from the responsibilities, and you're just... I don't know, it's like another way of having fun with your friends, and just interact with your friends as certain characters, and so... And it also gives the creativity. That's what I also like about the roleplay. You have to be very creative about these things, and I really, really enjoy that so much. And here's my opinion about the roleplay. I'm very logical, so if I'm in the roleplay that's not very logical, and I understand I try to have fun, I try to be nice on the roleplay, but in the roleplay I'm in, it's like logical. It's not too much. It's not too chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
Roleplay is just a fun roleplay. I should just say that, like freedom and stuff.
I got you. I believe it's just too much information input on hand, where it's like there's a lot of things going all over the place, so it's kind of hard to keep up for you.
Like, for example, not to be mean about the past roleplay, but VR High was pretty chaotic, not gonna lie. And it was just, in my opinion, it was just full of meme for the most part, and it didn't make sense to the story, the most of it, but I had fun in that roleplay still.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't make sense of what I thought.
I mean...
But I did enjoy it, though.
Yeah. I will give it credit where... I'm going to give VR High credit where credit's due, where basically it was one of the few out there that kind of, like, broke ground in the sense of, like, RPs don't always have to be serious on hand, like, straight, narrow to the point on hand. You can have moments on hand of, like, lighthearted moments, and as well as just basically just... You don't have to, like, be a different character. You can always be yourself first and get the chance to bond and, figure out what chemistry you have with any of the cast members or anybody you have on hand in the group that you can be able to, bounce off with on hand. It kind of broke that. It kind of broke that a little bit.
That's why I joined a roleplay, so...
Yeah,
it was fun still. That's why I enjoyed it, so...
Yeah.
It was, like, not too serious, but, like, I could get used to it.
Yeah. Also, at the same time or so, I'm pretty sure you had the exact same experience I have where you began to master improv because of it.
Yes.
Yep, there you go.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Like, it helped on hand just to be able for us to, like, master and do some improv on hand, be able to think on our feet or so. Like, at that point, it kind of, like, accelerated my fast thinking where I would just think on my feet and sometimes say things. Like, if I spot it on hand, I'll just basically say to create a little bit of story here and there, or just basically get people to talk. A little bit of stuff here and there, but also be able to just, like, keep something going, so that way people don't feel awkward or silent a little bit. Like, just trying to, like, look around and see what's going on here and there, so... It helped, my experience.
You could tell during that roleplay I was a very quiet person.
Which I don't see a problem with that, because you were just filling out the energies in the room. Because I was like that, too, when starting out. Like, it was my first roleplay, too, where... You're just filling out the different energies that people have and just, like, understand how they are and then be able to try to match it as best you can. Just so you can be able to understand, talk about a little bit here and there. Which is, it's a fine feeling on hand. Because everybody has that, especially if you have, like, anxiety or such on hand. To be able to know who's in the room and who you can relate to. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah. And I can tell you on hand for the most part.
Oh, hold on. I just realized the chat is covering you. Hold up.
No, you're fine. Hi, guys. I'm the chat now. It's all good. Hello, everybody. Yeah, you're all good. You're all good. Oh, for the record, guys, yeah, Goddess is streaming, which is fine. Which I will say on hand when you get a chance, go check her streams out if you don't mind. Improv is something I often struggle with, but it's really handy. Yeah, it's a handy skill. It really is. Handy skill on hand for the most part.
There we go. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. No, it's all good. Hey, I joke around with it on hand. Like I said, also, hi guys, chat. So, but I will say too. Let me ask you about this, because there was a brief moment on hand that you did some interviews on hand. So
I did in the past, yeah.
So, let me ask about the art of interviewing people. Now, everybody's got a different method on hand how they interview people for the most part. No matter what it is or so. Some people do it chill. Some people try to do it like almost like a talk show on hand. Other people will probably do it in a method of just like trying to get to know the individual on a human level on hand. And I talked a little bit about this with Hawks' Rippin'. So, oh, you good?
Sorry, I just got raided. Hold the fuck up.
Now you're all good.
I forgot.
Yeah, you're all good. You're all good on hand. Also, how you doing, Scarlet? I see you guys. I see everybody in the chat. Hope you all are doing well. So, you're all good.
Fucking hell.
You are A-okay.
Alright, could you give me a moment?
No,
to
go
greet
ahead.
the
Go ahead.
People real quick?
No, go ahead. While you do that, I'll talk to
Hi,
Jeff.
guys.
Hope you guys are doing well and everything's going all right with you guys. So, now, as I was saying about the art of interviewing, pretty much I had a talk with Hawks' Rippin earlier with one of the Shoot the Breezes on hand to basically get his understanding of how he does interviews on hand. So, from your perspective on hand, how did you do your interviews? And how was your procedure on, interviewing somebody, or just, how you approached it?
Okay, well, I tried to be professional as I can be.
Mhm.
And what I did is, like, if I see if they have a Twitter page, I'll be emailing them on Twitter, being professional, like, hello, I planning to have you as my photo to be the next person to interview. Will you be okay with that? I always have permissions if they're okay with that before I actually do the interview. And, I do ask questions basing on what they stream and basing how they are. So I always ask questions about those things. I tried not to go too personal about those things because, it'll be none of my business.
No, I gotcha.
And, I mean, during my I decided to do interviews because I actually did enjoy doing interviews, but then I kind of stopped because I used to be partnered up with my friend, but we stopped hanging out because of certain reasons, and I just kind of stopped because I felt like, since it was getting really popular very too much, I'm kind of like, I might as well wait till it quiets down, but because I've been busy with many other things, I don't think I'm going to do interview for a while unless I get better with my social anxiety first.
I got you. hand. I will give you, from my personal experience on hand, and I'll give you, just because I have social anxiety like you, sometimes I'm mostly quiet at certain times here and there, but I've learned on hand, in order to tackle that on hand, it's best to be able to just try to take it one step at a time and be able to try to break the ice for yourself with somebody else on hand. Usually with simple questions on hand, be like, hey, how are you doing? Is everything going okay? What's happening? Be able to start a conversation off on hand and just kind of like listen in a little bit. And usually you chime in if there's something about that you would want to add to it on hand here and there. And I will tell you on hand, for the most part, doing interviews is actually a very fun way, but it's also the best way to help you out social anxiety wise, because you're able, not only you get a chance to know the person you want to know on a human level, you get a chance to know them as an individual too, to be able to help yourself out as well as be able to better and bond understandably as a friend with whoever you haven't got a chance to know on hand. And then I will tell you, there'll be times on hand there might be somebody you don't know at all. There'll be somebody you never got a chance to know for the most part. Don't know them from Adam. But with simple questions on hand, for the most part, you're able to break that ice and be able to like get a better understanding on how they do things here and there, or just be able to know how they approach, act, or have an opinion about things. It's simple, but it helps. So whenever you have time or so, I do pretty much recommend it on hand. Whenever you have time for it, do try to do some interviews, and at best start out with interviews with those you're friends with on hand, so you can be able to chance to get to know them a little bit better, as well as just be able to share to the whole world, especially to your chat, who are these individuals on hand, so that way they get a chance to know them too. It's fun, I will tell you.
All right, I'll interview Chun, so that way he can get some. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. That's the spirit. That's the spirit.
I guess whenever I can, then I guess.
Yeah.
I was mainly joking, but I'm like, oh.
I know. Well, I was gonna say whenever you have time and whenever you're ready, for the most part. But just know, in order to conquer a fear or a certain obstacle in your way, you have to take it one step at a time and keep moving forward. And if you're able to move forward, you're able to get past this, no matter what. I can share you on that one. So,
yeah.
So, let me ask you this, and this is based on from your time, from VRC to streaming, art, model making, the things that you want to achieve, as well as working towards each goal in general. What is the motivation that keeps you going?
I mean, not to get too depressing stuff going on, but it motivates me more to, keep on doing what I love, because it helps me distract my depression, because usually my depression will come out there and there without controlling. So it motivates me to keep doing things without my depression getting in the way, and just enjoy what I love doing, basically.
Yeah. No, I understand.
So I just kind of do it for the fun of it too.
Yeah,
So,
I got you. And I would assume on hand that for it or so, it gives you that sense of purpose to be able to do a lot of things you enjoy, but also be able to battle the things that you have that are kind of like a ball and chain, feels like it's holding you down from flying.
Exactly. Yeah, and it distracts me from things that drags me down, or like, for example, a person that I know would say something to make my depression come back, and with me being so emotional, I can't control it.
I see.
No,
I got you. Well,
I just always feel like the comments I get sometimes from people I know drag me down so much.
Well, I will let you know, for the most part, be it anybody you've met on my side, anybody you met on your side or so, or anybody in chat that you're good friends with on hand, just know you have as many hands as you possibly can that are out there to help you out no matter what. Just be able to pick you up. Whenever you feel like you don't have anybody to help you up, for the most part, trust me, there's a lot of hands out there reaching out to you. On hand, just remind you on hand. Yeah, just remind you that they're here to help you put you back on your feet and for you to stand tall. So.
Yeah, which is actually I'm very grateful for. I am. I don't have many friends in my universe, but I'm just glad I have friends on the internet.
Yeah, there you go. And I will say on hand too, even if you're not close with like family in general, just know friends are always your family. No matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter what on hand. So I got a couple different topics on hand that I would like to talk about a little bit here and there. So originally we talked about, the VR chat scene for the most part, but let's talk about the current present VR chat and compare it to the past a little bit. From your first time hopping on VR chat from that period of time to where we are right now, what are some of the things you are glad that have been changed over the course of that time, be it like security, certain components like in VRC for the most part, to some of the things you wish did not change at all? It could be pretty much the exact same thing, or it could be like a trend.
Oh boy. I guess, because I didn't really have a lot of friends at the time, and I only had some during the Dragon Ball community. I would say I think I made a lot. I'm trying not to compare, but I think I made a lot of good friends on my journey. Someone to communicate more, someone to understand me and understand them. I'm not trying to say VR chat is like find someone that you could be in a relationship. No, but I just happened to encounter that. And honestly, it helped me a lot to improve my problems, my issues that I was mental and disabled with.
No, I got you. I fully understand. Fully understand on hand.
Yeah. And it's gotten a lot better with my depression issues. Back in the day, it used to be worse. But I feel like now these days, because the friends I have, especially you, I feel like it helped me a lot.
And yeah, I know the feeling. I know that feeling on hand, especially, when there's like a whole new world on hand. There's like people you never got a chance to meet, brand new people you don't know much about, but you start from basically that ground root on hand, and basically it blossomed and it grew into a very big tree of bonds of people you've encountered over that year or many years on hand. Yeah. So, but I will say too, I will say too. Is there anything you wish wasn't changed for the most part when it came to the VR chat?
Well, the trend. I wish. I wish VR chat didn't really change as much because there was people who used to interact and not very judgmental. Well, other than me, I'm very judgmental, but I do try my best. There was like a lot of nice people back in the day, and damn it, I don't want to say this.
You don't have to if you don't want to. I'm not forcing you.
No, I want to, but
I gotcha.
not to be mean or anything, but it's just, like we said, my opinion, so...
Yeah, no,
I
that's
just
fair.
wish... And this cannot be helped, I kind of wish, I wish I wasn't uncomfortable with people when it comes to sexual or 18 plus or very adulted jokes. Or adulted things that people talk about, and so... So I kind of wish that part wasn't changed, but I can't help it because people are people, and I can't change that from Fierce's universe. What is this universe? Universe 6.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair on hand. And like I said, again, when it comes to trends or anything, they come, they go. They don't stay forever, no matter what.
Exactly, but yeah, and I was just trying to say, like, I do be respectful, and like they do their own thing, I do my own thing. And just feel comfortable what I like doing.
No, I got you. I got you on hand. I will ask too, is there anything you're looking forward towards in the future of what you have planned for the most part? Like anything on your agenda that you're going to be working towards, or anything that you and your community know about?
Well, I do wish to stream more when I'm not dealing with things. I hope to progress more further to Twitch and my art stuff, and hopefully I just looking forward to people who supports me, who I am, and so because I haven't had good experience with that in the past.
No.
So I'm just looking forward for better future, basically.
Well, as long as you keep working towards it, it will happen. And just remember, just one step at a time, and do it at your own pace. Do it at your own pace here. So, time for a curveball question here, and this is the curveball question that basically everybody's got a different answer to it for the most part, but everybody loves this topic just for what they enjoy on it. So let's talk about anime. Now, I can already take a guess what you're gonna say here, but the first question to this is, what is the first anime series that comes to your mind when I say the word anime? Inuyasha. Okay, Inuyasha. I haven't seen that since Adult Swim era.
That's how I counter it. I was very young and I was not supposed to be watching Adult Swim. But it didn't stop me, so that's how I discover anime.
There you go.
Being a trouble kid being a trouble kid I shouldn't be.
I got you on hand. So, my second question to this is, if you had a top 3 or top 5 anime series or movie that you have a list of, what would that be? It doesn't have to be in any order.
Okay, like top 5 or like...
It could be either one, top 3 or top 5, whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay. I'm gonna say top 5.
Okay.
First of all is Inuyasha. Because, I like... guilty as charged, I love romance. That doesn't go too sexual and very adulty, but I love the romance moments, and I don't know, with the demons and stuff, that catches my interest too, and it's like a fantasy and like a different timeline. It was very different, and I enjoy that.
I got you.
On the other hand of sexual jokes, Ragna Half. That was also a good anime I enjoy. I was only watching it for the plot at the story and so on, so... So, I like the character. I love Ragna, and I love... Oh god, I forgot the female main character. But it was also the romance between these two, both tsundere, kind of like Inuyasha. So, and it was made by the same creator. But
I got you.
oh, okay. Sorry. I was wondering what was a noise behind me.
No, you're good.
Third one was Dragon Ball, because Dragon Ball Z Kai. No, yeah, Dragon Ball Z Kai. Yeah, I watched Dragon Ball Z Kai, and I enjoyed that because it was a good story. I just enjoy Dragon Ball Z Kai because of the story facts, not because the whole fighting scene and whatsoever, or oh look up a Super Saiyan, you know. I just enjoyed like Dragon Ball because of the story.
I got you.
So Dragon Ball Z Kai was a good one. The second one. Second one. This is a tough one. Italia.
Italia?
It was about different. Yeah, it's the anime is like about different countries, and I'm always intrigued by different countries, and so hell, I'm in a relationship with someone that's, you know, not in the same place as I am. And I don't know. It intrigued me to learn more about the world itself, and I always love different things, especially, well, the Universe 6. The characters they portray on the anime characters based off the country, I don't know, I always love that. It was funny, although the anime character France, he scares me, to be honest, because my he goes after England, so I'm like, oh, okay, I'm safe then.
Well,
But I'm sure I'm not safe there because I'm a female.
Damn.
So I would like to be there around the anime character Russia, China, Japan, Italy is so cute, and German. I love those characters. I'm not a big fan of America. I don't know, America is just dumb and just always talk about burgers. That character.
I mean, he doesn't love a cheeseburger.
That was like. I mean, that does sound good, but it's still. I like England, but God, child-minded of that character. France, again, I already told you about France. He scares me because how he's very thirsty and not keeping his hormones in his pockets. There was or Canada though. Canada's like, I'm here. Oh, I'm just a ghost. I feel bad for that character.
Good lord.
Oh God, I'm going to ramble on. I'm sorry.
No, you're all good. You're all good. You're just basically explaining how it is and everything. Because I'll be honest, I never watched that anime on hand, so it'll be interesting to at least know what each character acts like in the sense of like country character-ish. So.
Yeah, I always love Russia. Russia is interesting. He tries to be cool, but he's not. And then there's what's that last anime I was going to recommend because it's one of my top favorites. Damn it, this is a good one. Cause I like a lot of anime, but I guess the one I constantly watch and you said movie though, right?
Yeah, it could be a movie. It could be an anime series or a movie. Yeah, either or.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Now if I could remember the name, that'd be great. It's the one that's very dear-hearted to me, and so. Oh my God! Why did I forget about that anime? Okay, so this anime was basically about. Oh, Ellen Lied or Ellen Lead.
Oh, Ellen Lead. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Oh, that's a gory one.
That one's. That's well, even though it's gory, I like the story itself.
No, I got you.
Because I actually do feel sad, and I do feel like I've been kind of in the same situation as her, the main character.
Okay. I got you on hand.
So that one's very dear to me. So yeah.
I was gonna say it gave you a hell of a shock value on hand. That's for sure. That's
It did.
yeah, it did. It gave you a hell of a way on hand. So my last one to that topic is, what is the anime that hit you close to home? Like, as soon as you watch it and everything, you felt it on a personal and emotional level. Like, you relate to it.
Anime.
Could be a series, could be a movie.
Crap, that's also a good one, because I never thought of that. I guess out of those animes I said, I think Inuyasha is the home.
Okay. I got you. Man. I haven't watched the last bit of it on hand because I think they stopped showing it off on Adult Swim a little bit. Like, it was like a weird cutoff part. But yeah, I know about Inuyasha. So
I watched the rest on YouTube at the time when it was on YouTube all the time. So I got lucky and watched all of it on YouTube.
oh, there you go. Catch it while you can, because during that time you could just do anything. Like that. So this leads me to my final question, and I'm gonna bring my camera over here just to basically get you right here in the center. Here, 1 second.
Okay.
There you go. So my question for you, let me just make sure to turn this. There you go. My question for you is, what are your goals and dreams? And at best, what is the best advice you can ever give to anybody? I'm going to let you have center stage for this. So, there you go.
You had to put me in a bad spot, did you? Okay, I hope... I'm just really hoping that, oh, fuck. I don't want to say this because I try not to do the... Oh, this is more important than anything, but I was hoping to get, better on Twitch because I want to try to make Twitch my job, and I hope I get partnered.
Mm-hmm.
I hope to... Well, during that partnership, I get to meet people in VR chat, and so, like, for example, Curry, Chinchasku, well, you, Saya, many other people that are just known to be, live streaming on Twitch and known that kind of stuff. But basically close friends. I hope to meet them at TwitchCon and so. And I'm just. What was the other question, though?
And the other question, no, you're all good. I was gonna say the other question is, and at best, what is the best advice you can ever give to anybody?
Always be yourself. Don't let things get you down. And just do things that you can and show your hobby to the world and show kindness to the world. And please respect many other people that do no harm. And just let them do their own thing and be respect. Let them find their own ways, their own destiny, their own fate. And so. And be very supportive to people who you care for.
Okay.
Because not many people are like that in this world, sadly, in this universe.
No, I got you on hand. So let me bring this back here. And I will say on hand too, which I will let you know, that when it comes to like goals and dreams on hand, the main factor of it is that it will take, as long as you have patience for it, it will take time for it to get to where it is. And usually that requires, a lot of being creative skill, being creative with what you can do, being able to take everything you got and learn and put it to the test of what you've learned and be able to improve on it as time goes by. So I will say this on hand. If you do intend to go for a Twitch partnership or basically grow on Twitch here and there or so, I do recommend this, and this is just for me, my personal experience. Always make sure to basically have something extra outside of Twitch. That way you can grow outside of Twitch and bring into it. So if, like, you have YouTube. Make sure...
I tried to like upload stuff and edit stuff from Twitch to my YouTube, and then
That's
I
smart.
just always try my best.
No, that's a smart way to do it. Because that way you'll be able to grow and be able to, show what you do here and there. So, just when you get time or so, too, if you ever have the idea of doing something that's off Twitch or so, like, say, maybe something for YouTube, make sure to do that, too. Make it, like, a little bit exclusive. So that way you can support 2 platforms on hand, and both platforms will grow with each other. So, yeah. It's the best advice. It's the best advice I can tell you on hand. It just takes time for it, but as long as you have patience for it, which I live by the words. I live by this as my moral on hand. Be determined. Be persistent. Be patient. It'll happen. It will happen on hand. So, before we go, and before we call it with the interview, I want to ask my chat as well as Cresselia's chat. Do you have any questions for Cresselia you would like to ask her? Any questions at all you would like to? Okay.
They did ask me something during the interview.
Sure, go ahead.
One of them asked me if I've seen Sonic X. No, I have not, because I was never a big fan of Sonic. I apologize. I watched Sonic there and there, but I never watched Sonic X before.
You mean to tell me you don't want to go fast?
Listen, I go fast any art project I do, okay?
There you go. There you go, Ann. But I do have a question while I'm waiting on questions on my side here. I will ask, the name GoddessCresselia, where did that name come from?
Okay, I came up with the idea of Cresselia because, the crescent moon and stuff. I always loved the moon. And, my moon in my universe is blue, so I'm like, okay. And then I found out it's a Pokemon name this whole time when I had it. I'm like, fuck it, I'm keeping it.
Well,
and I got this thing, just the outside of my persona right now. Since we're talking about the name thing. I'm into Greek mythology. So I love Greek mythology. I'm such a nerd with Greek mythology, and that's like inspired me. Like, I was like, I'm sure Goddess wouldn't be a bad name, right? So I just thought, and Goddess seems like a beautiful name to have. First of all, Cresselia is actually my nickname. My first name is Goddess. So not many people know that. A lot of people call me my nickname Cresselia or Cress. So I don't mind that, because, I'm very respectful on that.
I got you. I got you on hand.
Yeah.
I got you on hand. But, still waiting to see if I have anybody in chat that would ask a question here and there. Oh, hold on a second. Okay, here's one. From Scarlett on hand asking, are you a fan of horror movies? And if you are,
yes.
what will be your favorite horror movie?
Oh god, I got a lot. Oh, hold on. Can I shut my door real quick?
Sure, go ahead. Go right ahead.
Thank you. It's just I'm hearing things.
No. Go right ahead. We'll be right here. You're all good. And I have okay. Hey, well, at least you got num-nums, Scarlett. So there's that. A little bit of num-nums on hand here and there. So.
Favorite horror movie? Okay. Like a lot. I guess my favorite one is, I don't know, it was this one horror movie that was very gore, and I liked it a lot. And it's an old 80s or 90s movie. It's not like the iconic ones. It was just that it's similar to Freddy Krueger, but it's original and its own horror movie. I'm gonna let them take a guess on that because I don't know myself. I don't remember the name.
I'm trying to think here. Something similar to Freddy Krueger on hand. Was it Jeepers Creepers?
I think so, but if it's the one that has very gore and then it shows the gore and not hiding it, and it actually shows the flash from the fake body stuff, the 80s or 90s thing.
I'm trying to remember because I remember there was a really gory movie on hand. I couldn't remember what it was called. It wasn't called Corpse Party. I think it was called House of Corpses or something like that.
Probably it.
Probably, I don't know. It's been a while since I've thought of this. Was it two guesses from basically Scarlet and Cat Noir was going to ask. One being Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and the other one being Saw, but I don't think Saw came out in 1980s. So,
I am.
There's a lot
I
of...
gotta do my own research when
Yeah,
I can.
you're all good. You're all good. No, Saw's not horror. Okay, gotcha. Oh, hey, no, you're all good. You're all good, guys. It's all good. But yeah, I actually, funny enough, I didn't even know you were into horror movies. To be honest with you.
Not a lot of people know because usually I keep that to myself, and I always thought like people wouldn't like me. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm one of those gothic people that just happens. Well, every gothic people likes horror and shit, so I'm one of those that always wears black, and so
It's all good.
And black muscly makeup, and so
No, it's all good. It's all good on hand. I mean, hey, everybody's got their different styles of things they enjoy here and there, which is fine. I mean, I'm not much of a horror enthusiast, but I know a few things here and there, but past that, I wouldn't really sit down and watch a horror movie on hand. So.
I mean, it got me into, like, liking collecting the fake skulls. Or fake decoration Halloween stuff. And it kind of got me into, even though it wasn't really gory, it was a nice one because I love Halloween, I love Christmas. Nightmare Before Christmas got me into loving like a lot more spooky stuff, and I not gonna lie, everywhere in my room right now is just a lot of spooky stuff.
I got you.
And collection of skulls, especially the glowy skull.
I will say, this actually gave me a question, which is kind of not a trivia, but basically made me wonder a little bit, since everybody's going to have a different answer to it. But basically, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Now, I know we're coming up on Thanksgiving before Christmas, but I will say, Nightmare Before Christmas, is it a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie?
Both.
Well, crap. Okay, there we go. Well, there's our answer to that. So,
It's always both. It's always both for me.
Both for you?
I can watch it Christmas. I can watch it on Halloween. Like, give
There
no
you
shit.
go.
I can still see the Halloween spooky stuff during Christmas.
And okay, isn't gore just a subgenre of horror? I believe so. I'm not.
Yes, but there's a lot of horrors out there that doesn't show a lot of gore as the one I've seen before.
Okay, I got you. I was gonna say, if you wanted a gore, so you're gonna love a show called Invincible. If you love superhero movies.
Someone in my chat.
Go ahead.
Ugh, I don't like superhero movies as much. But
no, that's okay.
Hellraiser. I wouldn't think maybe it's the Hellraiser. Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
It's the one with Pinhead.
Oh.
No, you're all good.
I actually need to do my research.
No, you're all good. No, you're all good for the most part. I can't really. Okay. I got one more question on my side. I don't know if anybody else has any questions on your side chat-wise, but I will ask this question. That being, what got you into basically drawing art for the most part? Like, being an artist and everything. What inspired you to be an artist?
Okay, so this is the information I've been given from my mother. When I watched Blue's Clues when I was a kid, and for some reason when I was 2, I started drawing. And I draw Mrs. Salt, Mr. Saul and Mrs. Pepper. And apparently my mother said I draw very well, like I originally was the one who drew the show characters. I don't believe that, but maybe I did. And then ever since I was 2 years old, I've been drawing ever since because it was just fun. And I mean, also when I was a kid, I always watched Bob Ross before the actual kids show came along, so I guess that inspired me more. And then I have someone in my family that does a lot of art stuff. That got me into art a little more and inspired me more, so I guess by growing up and so.
Yeah. And pretty much just like Bob Ross, you're just having yourself a little happy time on hand. Just basically drawing little happy little trees, happy little cuts, just be able to draw your a nice piece of artwork on hand. Celebrate with your friends. Be all good.
And especially my favorite part is that, like, if you make a mistake, it's a happy mistake, and you just continue drawing.
We only have happy little accidents here. It's all good. We all have happy little accidents. Funny enough, since you say Bob Ross on hand, that was actually one of the things that had been stuck with me on hand, and ever since then, for the most part, I had an emote dedicated to it, just because at one point or so I used to have a Bob Ross avatar that I found in the world, and just basically do nothing but Bob Ross accents on hand. Just because it sounds like it, but it almost sounds like a little bit into Mr. Rogers, like, neighborhood kind of accents. Hello there, friends.
Oh, I love watching that, Mr. Rogers. Oh,
Mhm.
I love that. Such
There you
a
go.
good show when I was a kid.
Yeah, The Exorcist is a great horror movie. Yeah, that too. Man,
That one's a good one. That one I love.
do you find it funny we're talking about horror movies even though it's the November 2nd? We're already past Halloween as it is.
Oh, I don't give shit.
That's
Every day
fun.
is Halloween for me.
Every day's Halloween. So I don't have any more questions. Yeah, I don't have any more questions on my side or so. So I guess last call on your side for any questions that they have for you or so, or.
No, it does. He said, actually, I do have a question to you. What is all-time favorite movie, regardless of it, game? Genre.
Genre?
Yeah. I'll let you go first on that since it's just
favorite movie genre on hand for the most part? Or just,
Yeah, just genre, like whatever.
Well, here's the thing. I grew up on superhero stuff for the most part. Like, I remember, like, to be honest, before I ever got into anime or so, I used to watch, like, Batman the Animated Series and Superman the Animated Series, like, on WB. And, superheroes kind of like my genre for the most part, and it's also where I basically, ironically enough, through watching some of the stuff on hand and also basically playing certain games from it, for the most part, I became a fan of Iron Man. Even though, ironically, I wasn't a fan of Iron Man until I basically upload that Marvel Heroes model onto VRC and walked around as it. So,
I guess I do have one favorite hero character. Oh, sorry, continue.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. I was just finishing up my thought. You're fine. You are A-okay.
Let me be sorry. Okay.
That's my job.
I guess my favorite superhero is Batman. Not just because of all justice, but at least he's in the equal rights. Like, I mean, I feel like Batman does the right thing, like not ending the villain and just hoping for, they would get better, or have the government and all that stuff let them decide what is their fate.
Yeah. Which is understandable, considering... No, go ahead.
Yeah. I was just about to say that, the kind of reason why I don't like Superman, because last time I saw Superman kill the villains, and so I'm like, oh, come on, I love that villain. I'm always into villains, so...
Well, I could tell you on hand, pretty much from my experience, Batman is pretty much the kind of person who will... Understand, basically, Batman does not kill because it doesn't really solve the problem. It only intensifies it on hand. Really, when it comes down to it. And understand, trying to go by the law system on hand that we can, even though if it's not the perfect law system on hand, just trying to work with it to ensure a better protection on hand for it. For Superman's sake or so, understand, this is somebody who came from another planet with godlike powers that's trying to restrain themselves to basically be a human, in a way. Do the right thing against powerful foes out there, but also trying to find out what is it like to be a human.
Yeah, I'm sure it's pretty tough with Superman.
It is, especially when there's a movie called All-Star Superman. If anybody's ever seen it, you understand that basically, when I mean godlike, Superman's able to see things that nobody in the human mind can ever see. And for that, he's seen this for the longest time on hand, but he kept it as it is, because he chose to do it. He chose to basically because he wanted to basically relate to everybody else on hand, even if he is an outsider looking in.
Yeah.
So.
Which that's the one reason I like Superman. I just don't. I don't know why they had Superman killing a couple villains. I don't remember where I saw that on. But
Man of Steel, you probably did.
Reason. Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it was a different adaptation, but it is something different. So, pretty much on hand. I don't see anything more for the most part, but but before I switch over here and so, I will say this for the most part, guys. That will be episode 67 of Shoot the Breeze.